You're listening to the One Man Show Network. Welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast with your host, Aaron Weinbaum.
All right, everyone, welcome to the MMA Fight Picks Podcast, UFC 256. Apologize to my Facebook peeps because I wasn't able to stream there this week, but which stinks, but it is what it is. I'm going to try to share that to them, though, because, that's why I am. I'm a giver. So, MMA Fight Picks live now. All right. So, this is how it works for those of you that have never been here before. I pick fights. You guys can help or not help. And that's it. So, whoops. Hang on here. I just said whoops. How about that? So once again, MMA Fight Picks UFC 256 on right now. Boom. Boom. Okay. So hopefully that satisfies the Facebook peeps, but if not, I totally get it. And if you're on Twitter, of course, you can hop back on YouTube later and see me as well, but always feel free to make comments, help me pick fights, whatnot. First of all, congratulations. I picked a fight wrong last week, but I'm glad I did. Congratulations, Jake Collier, on winning your fight last week. A little bit of a hometown hero in these parts, so very good on you there. I also wrongly picked the Vettori fight, so good job, Martin Vettori, on beating Jack the Joker Hermanson. All right, so let's get this started. Right, Chase Hooper, Peter Barrett. I picked this fight because, I feel like they're trying to make a little bit of a star out of Chase Hooper. He's got a little bit of an affiliation with Ben Askren, the whole jokey joke thing about him being his son and whatnot. He did lose. Gosh, he hadn't fought since June of this year. Okay, it was not as long as I thought. A loss against the way more experienced Al Caceres, Bruce Leroy. Before that, nothing but wins. Daniel Tamer, Luis Gomez, Sky Moisachik. So, really a bunch of people I hadn't heard of. His stiffest competition, obviously, to date, is Bruce Leroy. So, yeah. It is just a little bit of a reminder here. If you are on YouTube, hit the little subscribe button. Doop, and for more content. So, Peter Barrett just losing to Youssef Zalal. Before that, wins over Sang Hoon Yu. This is over the Dana White Contained series, and way back when, Cage Titans 44, Zach DiSabatino. I would like to think they're trying to build Chase Hooper back up after a loss. Chase Hooper does have a bit of advantage here, having fought in the UFC before. I know there's no crowd jitters, but there's a lot of stuff that happens that doesn't happen in these smaller organizations like media days and whatnot. A big old hoopla about weigh-ins and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll see. Okay, next up. Oh, Mackenzie Dern is coming back against, I've never heard of this one, Virna Jandiroba. So, Mackenzie Dern, I think she's overcome her weight-cutting issues since lactating, for choice of better words. Breastfeeding has kept that metabolism going. I don't know that she's still breastfeeding. I don't know that her weight is in check. I've not heard one way or the other. So I'm not going to predict she loses I'm not going to predict she makes weight or doesn't make weight or that sort of thing. That would be foolish on me. Let's take a look here. She just beat Ren Marcos, armbar, Hannah Cypher's knee bar. She lost to Amanda Ribas, and I think Amanda Ribas is way underrated. I think she's starting to kind of come into her own there. Amanda Cooper, she missed weight on that, so I don't like counting that. Ashley Yoder. Okay, so let's take a look at Virna. I just got a text. Why did I get a text? This is no good. No buenos. Oh, Lord. I may find awards in a lawsuit claim. Yes! 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 Get on that later. All right. That's a facetious, for those you don't understand. Okay. Felice Hearing, Oh, okay. She armbarred Felice Herrig. I know who she is now. That wins over Melly Martin. She did lose to Carla Esparza. This is back in April 2019. So, yeah, okay. And maybe she's not. Maybe she's not such a. I don't want to say slacker, or maybe I'm underrating her. I'm not really sure. A little bit about her. I'd like to know what her specialty is. So, I guess she is the 12th. Okay. 12th best flyweight. She fights out of Academia Fight House. If I want to look them up here. Oh yeah, Brazilian. Ooh, I don't know, man. This is a tough one for me to pick. Golly, I don't know. I think that the jiu-jitsu, I think Mackenzie Dern is pretty darn slick. If it does go to the ground, yeah, Mackenzie Dern on that. How about that? If you disagree, feel free to say hi. Again, for those of you couldn't get the Facebook going, sorry. I don't want to pay for another streaming service right now because Ecamm Live is about to clue me in on some multi-streaming, if it were. Okay, next up, Cub Swanson, Daniel Pineda. Sorry. Oh, yeah. So he's just coming off that bad injury against Jake Shields in that grappling tournament. So when was that? December. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was. Oh, my gosh, almost a year ago. December last year. So, ouch on that. Before that, he snaps this losing streak against Kron Gracie, which is another example of what a veteran in there can do. And what that was a super tough fight, too. Whole bunch of losses before that. Shane Burgos, Renato Moicano, Frankie Edgar, Brian Ortega. So, we're going back to 2017. So, it's nice to see him get a win, although it was October of last year. Daniel Pineda, let's see, just beat Herbert Burns, the brother of Gilbert Burns. I believe Herbert may have missed weight for that. And that was back in, August, sure. 2 no contests in a row, and I don't know what that's about. Jeremy Kennedy and Mavlid Klyblyov. He does have one over Ray Trujillo. Huh. Interesting. But I'm going to go with the veteran again in this one. I hope so. I hope Cub comes away with this win. Because otherwise he's got to be kind of looking at what he's wanting to do with this future. And I'm not a guy, obviously, to tell you what to do one way or the other. I see I got lots of viewers, but no one taking me up on the comments, the commentary, if it will. So very interesting here. Okay, next up, Junior Dos Santos against Cyril Gane. So Junior, golly, hasn't won in a while. Hasn't won since Derek Lewis punched him in the belly. That was March of last year, March of 2019. Gets obviously starched by Francis Ngannou. Starched in round 2 by Curtis Blades. And then, round 2 again, Jairzinho Rosenstreich. So let's take a look at Gane here. I don't know what, honestly, Dos Santos is doing these days because, I don't know, maybe he's just getting older, he's not training as hard, or he's just kind of going in there with reckless abandon. So it's very, very interesting where he would go with another loss here. But Gane is no joke here. Beats Tanner Boser, a year ago. So I think that was the last time he fought. So Dante Mays, Rafael Pessoa, Tanner Boser really, man. I mean, that's really his stiffest competition, and he seems to be, he's won a lot by, I'm about to sneeze here. Where's the mute button? Just in case. Okay. A lot of these by, submissions. So very interesting here. But I don't think Junior's a slouch on the ground either. So very interesting. He's on a 6-fight win streak. Interesting. But I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Junior here. And if he is an underdog, maybe we're sprinkling a little money. All right. Kevin Holland, again. He was scheduled at short notice to come in and fight Jack Hermanson after Darren Till pulled out. Then he got tested for COVID, so they shifted Vittori, who he was going to fight, Ronaldo Souza, to the Hermanson fight. Are we straight? Good. So let's take a look here. Kevin Holland just had that nice little win here. Charlie Ontiveros, that awful neck injury, and Charlie's going to get another chance here. Before that, wins over Darren Stewart, Joaquin Buckley, Anthony Hernandez, very good. Let's take a look at Jacare, the cagey veteran here. I don't know how good that Kevin Holland's jiu-jitsu would be, but he does train with Travis Lutter, who for a while there was very feared for his game. Anderson Silva almost didn't want to go down the ground with him until he did. Most famously, Travis Lutter is remembered for winning that Ultimate Fighter and getting that title shot, and then coming in heavy. So, what are you going to say there? But Jacare Souza, okay, true veteran of this game, last lost to Jan Blachowicz, okay, and it was a split decision, and he was coming up in weight. So, I don't know that he shouldn't have stayed up in weight. I mean, very interesting. I mean, he tied Jan Blachowicz up the entire fight. Before that, he lost a decision to Jack Hermanson. The other, can probably top 5-6 in the middleweight division. Has a win over Chris Weidman. Okay? Did have a split decision loss against Kelvin Gastelum. So very, very back and forth, if you will. Interesting here. I got to go with Souza here. I mean, I think Kevin Holland's a tough guy, but I don't think he's fought anyone on even the same planet as Souza when it comes to skill. So, yes. Oh, we are picking Ferguson. Oh, man. Picking Ferguson and Oliveira right now. So, I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. It didn't work. Charles Oliveira. What can you say about him except for, wow, where he is, come from missing weight all the time and everything else to now. He is probably fighting for a top spot in the lightweight division, and a title that has not even been vacated yet. So if Khabib does come back for one more, besides Ferguson, I mean Ferguson and Oliveira would be two fresh coats of paint here. Two fresh fighters for maybe Khabib to get that 30th win, I don't think he cares about Conor so much. So, interesting enough. We'll see. But Ferguson, his last loss that I can remember in a long, long time against a game Justin Gaethje. And I'll say it again. I think the weight cut affect him. And what do I mean by the weight cut? They both cut weight. What are you talking about? Well, Ferguson decided to cut weight 2 weeks before, after their fight got rescheduled, so he wanted to make weight twice, once on the day it was supposed to be, and then again when they actually did fight. Now, Chael Sonnen told me that it doesn't matter, he's a wrestler, he can do it. Well, it's not apples to apples, because Justin didn't cut that week 2 weeks in advance, and as you get older, you don't, it's not easier for you to cut weight, so you got to think there that may have not had something to do with that, because he did not look like the usual Tony Ferguson. And I would like to see two fresher guys go at it, and plus he was in training camp after training camp after training camp. Let's take a look at the murderer's row he fought before that. Cerrone, doctor stoppage. Pettis, broken hand, corner stoppage. Kevin Lee, triangle choke. Rafael dos Anjos, decision. Lando Venata, okay? Edson Barbosa, Darce choke. Now let's take a look at Charles Oliveira. He has not been fighting no slouches either. I don't even know when he lost last. Paul Felder. December 2017, almost 3 years ago. Then comes back on a tear. I think they are all stoppages. Look at this, dude. Except for one. No. all stoppages, okay? Loses to Paul Felder. Then all of a sudden it's Clay Guida, guillotine. Christos Giagos, rear naked. Jim Miller, rear naked. David Tamir, anaconda choke. Crazy. Nick Lentz, right cross to ground and pound. A technical finish there instead of a submission. Then Jared Gordon, where he smashed Jared's face. I mean, woo. Kevin Lee, guillotine. That was the last time we saw him. March, right around. I think that was the first COVID event, the empty arena, if you will. So very hard to pick this, but Tony's only fought top guys really in the last few fights, and I got to tend to think that Ferguson's going to come out on top in this one as well. Oh, baby. 2 flyweights fought less than a month ago. One was the champion, one is the now challenger. Deiveson Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno. I've been a fan of Brandon Moreno before anyone knew what he was. I saw him come in short notice. Was it short notice or he was at least on the Ultimate Fighter? But I just remember thinking, wow, this kid's got charisma. This kid's sneaky fast. He's exciting. Let's take a look here. He has not even lost, I think, a mixed martial arts fight since 2018. Yeah, and that was Alexandra Pantoja. Kept himself fresh with some grappling belts. And then he, finds himself back in LFA when they were kind of going through that little cleansing of the flyweight division, when Dana was talking about canceling it. Earns his way back to the UFC, beats Kaikara France, Juicy Alframega, Brandon Royval, most recently. Figueiredo. Whew. This guy's scary. I don't know. And they say his weight's good. He's been at the PI, so that was one concern. He did miss weight against Joseph Benavidez in their first bout. But people forget that was February February. Several months back. You're going from the beginning of the year to now. So, let's take a look at this win streak here. Lost to Juicy Alframega. That was his last loss. March 2019. Okay? Comes back, beats Alexander Pantoja, Tim Elliott, Joseph Benavidez twice. Violently. Twice. First defense against Alex Perez, who, it was supposed to be Cody Garbrandt, and everyone said they're more excited about Alex Perez. And Alex Perez made it look good for a minute there. Maybe there was a fence scrap. Maybe there wasn't. I don't know. But in the end, I got to think, violence will win this fight. Violence will probably win this fight. And I think the most violent guy between Moreno and Figueiredo is Figueiredo. That's it. If you disagree with me, let me know. Otherwise, it's 3-2-1. I'm going to go. I think we're going dark next week. So what I'll probably do, well, the UFC is anyways, I will probably do kind of a best of and then a 2021 preview show if there's enough fights to talk about that, or maybe just do a Q&A sort of thing. I don't know. But until next time, I appreciate the listenership here. And if I don't talk to you before the holidays, have a great holidays. But I think I'll see you soon. So, shalom.
Please remember to support the podcast by visiting the affiliate links on AaronSaysWhat.com.